The reason you're having a hard time manifesting is because you continue to put the 3D at the center of your life, the same way a lot of women put men at the center of their lives. So what you need to do is you need to decenter the 3D, okay? That is the whole thing. How do you decenter the 3D? I'm about to spill it, y'all. Okay, spiritual tea, sacred tea. How you decenter the 3D is through your standards, okay? Because I'll explain it, right? So the way I'm gonna explain it, I'm gonna break it down in two formats. It's gonna be like two columns. That's how I want you to visualize this. It's gonna be like what I call the two realms, right? So there's, of course, there's the material realm and the spiritual realm, but I like to call them the seen and the unseen, or the external, the internal, masculine, feminine. These are all lined up together. I most likely will put them on the screen here, okay? So when you have standards in the seen world and the external world, you have standards because what you are communicating to the people who want to have access to you is that they cannot have access to you unless unless they meet you at your standard. So if your standard is, for instance, like pure example, right? Your standard is you will not allow a man to have your attention unless he is genuinely courting you, okay? Because you know that you are the center. He has to come to you, right? So you won't accept anything less than genuine courting, like legitimately courting you. Any man, again, this is in the external world, just how relationships will operate, right? And relationships can look like coworkers, love life, family, everything. But right now we're gonna focus on this dynamic because it's gonna be able to allow us to like explore it more deeply. So if the man cannot meet you where you need to be met, he takes himself out of the race. Now, some men will try to reach your insecurities to bring you down to their level so that they can still have access to you because they see your value. They're always professing that they know that you're more valuable, whether or not they consciously say it, because a lot of men talk about how they're the prize, which is crazy, but we're not even going to get into that. So the idea is they're going to try to bring you down. Okay, this happens in manifestation too. That's why I want you to lock in with me. Lock in, baby girl. Lock in. Ah! Okay, I'm just like so excited. The reason why I get like pumped up sometimes, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start this video. I'm going to be super calm, whatever. And then I start getting really excited because I'm like, oh my God, y'all about to get the tea, like the sacred tea. Okay, so when you have a man that wants to bring down your standards so he can have access to you, he's going to do it in manipulative ways, right? But at the end of the day, if we're going to be real, there's always red flags and you have to become aware of them. Now, keep this word in your mind, okay? Awareness is key on everything. So you have to become aware of it. If you're aware of red flags, you will never allow someone to bring you down, because the minute you see a red flag, it won't even compute for you. You're just like, that doesn't meet my standard, period. Like, you haven't met the conditions to enter my space. You cannot enter without a key. Goodbye, right? Now, the issue is, okay, when you are wanting to manifest something, okay, you have a specific desire. It's a very clear desire, because with manifestation, you have to have a very clear desire. Now, the reality is you're always manifesting, but there's a difference between deliberate or conscious manifesting, or just how reality operates, right? And that's a whole entire other topic. So when you are deliberately desiring something, you're like, I want this thing. Now, you have a standard for that thing, right? I want a $500,000 paying job, or, whatever, right? You're not going to allow anyone to come in and give you anything less than what you deserve, okay? If anyone attempts to come into the 3D, so the 3D is a man, right? Watch the video that I made on the 3D is a man, because this is the whole thing. Like, the 3D is a man, okay? The external world is a man, and the internal world is a woman, okay? The dynamic here is really powerful, and that's what I deep dive into in the Spiritual Globe Guide, among other very important energetic mechanics of how reality works and how your spiritual glow up is part and parcel of your physical glow up and just a complete elevation in your life. So join the wait list. For everyone who's already joined the wait list, by the way, the email has already gone out announcing the release date very soon. So stay tuned for that, and make sure that you the email did not hit your spam folder or your promotional folder, and move it into your inbox, because that's the only way we're going to be able to communicate, you and I. Okay. So when it comes to your standard, when you state that I am not willing to accept anything less than this, that means that if something attempts to enter your life that's not your manifestation, because that will happen in a lot of ways, okay? Because the thing is, the way that you hold your standards, okay? Your standards are a reflection of what you believe you deserve. That's in the spiritual sense and in the material sense. I'm going to repeat it again, because that's the key, okay? Your standards are a reflection of what you believe you deserve. Now, if you look to your external world and you don't like what you are seeing, you're not enjoying it, you don't feel that you're not having a good time, you feel resentful toward your own reality. Oh, I wish it wasn't like this. I wish I didn't have this. Why are things like this? Why isn't it better? Because that's your energetic signal, right? Is telling you that your standards are too low. That's because you're receiving what you are putting out. And what you need to do is you need to increase your standard, okay? Because that's the only way that the 3D is going to be able to meet you there, okay? So the thing is that the 3D follows your lead, okay? And when I say lead, I mean in that very like source-centered way. You need to center yourself. You don't want to have to chase the 3D. You don't want to chase the man. You don't want to chase your manifestation. You cannot chase your manifestation. It's completely impossible. So by decentering the 3D, you are energetically communicating to the 3D that I come first. I come first. My desires come first. What I want is what I want, and I will get what I want because I'm not willing to accept anything less than what I want. And so whenever anything comes in from the 3D, and some men will say like, oh, okay, let me see if I can give her this, if she'll accept it. Well, if you don't accept it, he's going to take himself out of the race. Okay, that's option one. A man, you say, this is my standard. And a man says, well, I can't give you that. I can give you this. You say, well, that's not what I want. And you just stop talking to that person. You stop communicating with them. You're not giving them any more what? Attention, no more energy, right? And when you don't give something energy, you deplete it. Because what I think a lot of women have a hard time realizing is that they are the source of all that is beautiful in this world, all that is truly and intuitively valuable. Women are so intuitively valuable. We are literally the matrix through which reality is born. Like, this is on some other stuff, okay? And that's what I go deep dive into in this spiritual globe guide, because we need to understand these principles and we need to live them. That's the only way we're going to be able to succeed and be happy as women and stop depleting ourselves energetically to the 3D, to men, to friends, to coworkers, to jobs that don't value us. Because the reality is, if you are suffering, I gotta say it, you have not become aware enough to the fact that you are causing your own suffering. You are causing your own suffering. I'm feeling goosebumps. I know it might be hard for some people to hear, but if you're ready to hear this, it's the ultimate and pure truth. And the reality is that once you understand that your standards, okay, the guy who tries to bring you down, he's gonna try to attack you in different ways. And the 3D won't be, it will do it in a different way, maybe not so manipulatively, but the 3D will attempt to give you things that are reflections of your previous way of identifying with yourself and identifying with reality, okay? Because everything is about identification and relationships, everything in this world, okay? So the 3D, when it comes to manifestation, will try to give you things from your previous identification, like oh, she was okay with a $60,000 job before, and now she's saying she wants 200,000. So everything lags in the 3D. So you cannot chase something. Okay, you cannot chase something when you are the source of it. You can't chase, you are only you. Like, you cannot chase something outside of you. You are all of it. You understand? So the 3D will show you like a $60,000 job. And if you haven't held your standard firmly, you might break, you might falter, you might waver. Oh, you know, maybe I should take it. Doubt creeps in, maybe, and that happens in courting and relationships, dynamics and love and everything, right? Oh, maybe he won't, maybe there's not another man like him, maybe this. Okay, but you're suffering. Like, what are we doing here? Don't choose suffering, choose your power. And your power is how it's like an energetic pulsation that you communicate to the 3D through holding a standard so firmly that no matter what you see in front of you in the 3D, I live here, baby. I live here. You understand? This is my penthouse. This is my home. This is my house. I live here. Nobody can come in. You cannot come in. Do you have access? Access denied. Boop. Access denied. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to shift your relationship to reality the same way I'm sure a lot of you women who are watching this, my girls, okay, the way that you have shifted your relationship to men, because the internet will have you thinking, oh no, girl, I don't want to get into it. The internet will have you thinking a lot of stuff, but at the reality of it is, in order to manifest your desires in the most effective and straightforward way, I think one of the greatest energetic shifts you can have is centering yourself instead of centering your desire. You are the one who the desire comes through. You are everything. Okay. And, yeah. So, your standards, and this is the last thing I'm going to say on this topic. Okay. The more you hold firm to that standard and you don't waver, regardless of what the 3D is showing you, everyone else will drop out of the race. And it will be like a filtering process. That's what I really wanted to get at. It's a filtering process. Your standard is a filtering process that is automated energetically, okay? And what that means is that you won't have to actively, oh, it's like an application process. Oh, he fits, he doesn't, this manifestation is okay. If my standard is this, I won't even see people who vibrate down here because like, ew, this is not for me, right? It's just not for me. It's not for me, right? So it's a filtering process that happens energetically to the point where the 3D will actually start to show you what your standard is, and it will naturally what? Align. And that's why alignment is so powerful. You have to stay within yourself. You have to stay aligned. You have to hold your standards. You have to know who you are and what you want. And you have to live up to the standard. You have to give yourself the thing. And this is the key right here. If you're really paying attention through these minutes right here, this is the key. This is the reward, okay? If you hold yourself to that standard and you hold yourself in alignment, that means that you are giving it first to yourself before the 3D gives it to you, because you are communicating an energetic signal that I deserve this from the 3D because I have already given it to myself. I'm not waiting for anyone else to fill me up. I am the one who deserves this because I am the one who gave it to myself. Do you understand the power of that? Because if you shift the locus of power to something outside of you, you don't realize that you're giving away the inherent power that you have as a woman. And that goes into my next idea, which is that the 4D is the woman, or the 5D rather, is the woman. Okay? The 5D is a woman. The 3D is a man. Boom. You feel me? Okay. So I'm really happy that I was able to communicate this next kind of layer to this storyline that I'm building with you all. The Spiritual Globe Guide is popping. I'm so happy for the people on the wait list. I forgot to tell you. Okay. The last thing I was going to say was this is my personal update. Okay. I have been delaying this. Do you know why? I had a fever of 104 degrees. Do you know how close that is to eternal sleep? Y'all, okay, so I'm really grateful to be here, and I'm really just like, I'm so happy for the Spiritual Globe Guide, all the girls and the guys, okay, who want to really glow up on understanding the spiritual mechanics, energetic mechanics of what I've discussed in the past few videos, but it's in a really profound way. It's a 30-day comprehensive guide to an entirely new you, where you get to select your avatar. I made it really fun and interesting and engaging. It's like world building elements and all these amazing things that I'm creating for the Heroine Den, for all the women of the world. So let's get together. Okay, we're gonna be flowing and glowing. Okay, I'm really excited for everyone. Again, the wait list is in the pinned comments below. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, I love this because literally like nobody's in this room and I'm sitting here just like, I feel it coming out of my heart and my chest, and I hope that you all feel it as well. And I can't wait until the next video. I love you all so much. And it's your girl Hala signing off for today. And yeah, love you.